Hi and welcome to my channel. I am AS SharpDev. Have you always wanted to be able to create and save an image of the controls of your WinForms application? And that with a simple mouse click? Then you've come to the right place. So here we go. To get started right away, I have already created a project and dragged some different controls from the toolbox onto the form and arranged them. I'm sure there are a few things that you will also use in your tool. For example, we have here buttons, picture box, data grid view, and also a chart. In addition, I have also arranged a pair of controls on a panel to be able to create a combined image. Let your imagination run wild, all controls and customizations are possible here. I have already created two small methods to fill the data grid view and the chart with some data. These ensure that the corresponding controls are filled with data directly when the tool is started. This is only there to make it a little clearer and not absolutely necessary to understand the further steps. So feel free to copy the code or leave this part out if you don't need it. The easiest way to take a screenshot of individual controls while the program is running is to click on the control to select it. Or what do you think? However, what is so easy here in the designer is a bit of a challenge in the running program. Here we would have to use the mouse click event of each control individually and request it. This can of course be very complicated and would have to be constantly adjusted when new controls are added. Not very practical, is it? So I would say it makes sense to show you a simple solution to this problem first. We will create our own event which allows us to capture a mouse click on any control and evaluate it for our purposes. For this we create a new method direct after the initialize method from our form and give him as parameter our form control. We call it attach mouse down event, because that is exactly what it should do for us. This method attaches the mouse down event to each control on the form. It's called recursively to ensure all child controls, even nested ones, have the event handler attached. The control underscore mouse down event is that we use later in our code to check if the right mouse button was clicked, and we could see from the sender which specific control was clicked and get the control's name. The recursive approach ensures that any control on the form, regardless of nesting, will trigger the mouse down event when right-clicked. This method works well for complex forms with nested panels, group boxes, or other container controls. With this simple if statement we make sure to get only right mouse clicks on the controls. If we see a right click we can use the sender to check which control we get and store it into a variable to use it later if needed. Let's make a small check if everything is working before we move forward with our other functions to get the screenshots from it. Yes, that looked fine. Now it's possible to make a right mouse click on any control that we need. It's now also possible to use it for whatever we want. Cool stuff or? But it was also very cool if we get some kind of menu where we can select a request like make screenshot or something else. That is also not a big problem. Let's use a const menu strip from the toolbox and drag it to our form. This we can use to replace the part of our message box. We can also use it for our new method where the needed code for our screenshot of the control can take place. Just make a new entry in the menu with what you need. In our case make screenshot from our control, then just make a double click on it in the designer to create the event that we can use if we click on the new button. Let's remove our test line with the message box part. At this place we can now show the new context menu to the user with the make screenshot button. To show the menu always at the rigged place we use the mouse cursor position as start point for the menu. So now we are in the right method for our make screenshot part. This method is always triggered if the user make a right click on any control and select the make screenshot button in the new created context menu. First we set the complete code in a try catch block to fetch any issues during the creation and give the user a message box with some informations. As a next step, we create a save file dialog where the user can decide where we have to save the image of the control. We make here some pre-selections in the dialog because of file type. So only possible to save as PNG file. After the user give us the information where the file have to be saved, we are now able to code the part where the magic has happened. Now we have everything that we need to create an image of the control that we want. So if you have your own methods to get the right control, or if you only want to use it at any known control like a chart that have to be saved, you only need the below lines of code to make the screenshot. But it makes always sense to see the full picture, and to be able to make the complete stuff around it. So I hope you can use several parts of this video for your own needs. But let's come us back to the image creation part. Bitmap BMP creates a new bitmap object, BMP, with the same dimensions as click control, the control you want to capture. DrawToBitmap is a method that renders the control's visual content onto the specified bitmap, BMP. With the save method we are able to save the bitmap to the specified file path. The image format PNG specifies the format as PNG, a common image format that preserves quality and supports transparency. I would say it's time for the final test. We should now be able to save all the controls we want as an image. After each save process we get an info about the file path. So it looks pretty good. We can also save the panel with the collection of controls or the whole form completely. These are our images. I hope you enjoyed following my video as much as I enjoyed creating it. Please let me know how you like this video. Also, content requests are always welcome on my channel. And don't forget, have fun!